Do you feel that sharp pain that feels like a knife piercing your joints with every movement? That morning stiffness that makes getting out of bed feel like climbing Mount Everest? I fully understand what you're going through. Like Eleanor, a 73-year-old retiree from Minnesota, who told me how her mornings turned into nightmares. I used to wake up excited to start the day, but arthrosis turned my mornings into a battle I feared I would face. My fingers would get so stiff that I couldn't even button my own blouse. Eleanor had tried everything. Expensive medications that only masked the pain temporarily, painful injections that made her cry, and even those magnetic bracelets that promised miracles but delivered absolutely nothing. I felt like my body was aging faster than my spirit, she told me with tears in her eyes, like I was losing my independence a little more every day. After 25 years of helping people like you overcome arthritis pain, I discovered something that completely changed the lives of Eleanor and thousands of other patients. Today, I'm going to share with you the 6 essential vitamins that can transform your experience with osteoarthritis, especially if you're over 60. Eleanor now gets to play with her great-grandchildren in the park, tend to her prized rose garden, and even take part in dance classes for the elderly. And best of all, this approach doesn't require invasive surgeries, medications with serious side effects, or complicated exercises that can make your condition worse. If you've been suffering from joint pain for months or even decades, the next few minutes can literally change everything for you. Today, I'm going to reveal the 6 vitamins that doctors rarely mention, but that may be the secret to finally freeing your joints from that rusty and stiff feeling. I'll explain exactly how each of these vitamins works to rebuild and repair your damaged cartilage, reduce the inflammation that causes that pulsating pain, and even strengthen the bones that support your fragile joints. You'll find out which foods contain these vitamins in abundance and how to combine them to maximize their benefits. I'm also going to share a simple supplementation plan that can be followed even on a limited budget, because I believe that no one should have to suffer just because they can't afford expensive treatments. Before we get started, I want to know, have you ever tried supplements to relieve your arthritis pain, but haven't seen satisfactory results? Type yes in the comments if you've ever been disappointed by supplements that promised a lot but delivered little. Enter no if this is your first time considering vitamins as a solution, and if the health of your joints is important to you or someone you love. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Forever Young Tips channel to receive honest science-based advice specially designed for older adults who want to live without limitations. First, let's talk about the vitamin that many experts consider the bedrock of joint health, vitamin D3. Here's something surprising you've probably never heard. More than 80% of Americans over the age of 65 are vitamin D deficient, even those who live in sunny states like Florida or California. And this deficiency can increase your joint pain by up to 300% according to recent studies. Impressive, isn't it? I met Robert, a 68-year-old retired accountant from Chicago who suffered from severe pain in his hip and knees. He had tried just about every painkiller on the market, but nothing seemed to work for more than a few hours. During our first meeting, I noticed that Robert rarely left the house, preferring to spend his days in front of the television, sheltered from the cold and wind of Chicago. I immediately suspected vitamin D deficiency and ordered tests that confirmed my suspicion. Its levels were dangerously low, only 12 ng/ml, when the ideal for people with osteoarthritis is at least 50 ng/ml. Here's how vitamin D really works in your joints. It's not just a vitamin, but a powerful hormone that controls how your body absorbs and utilizes calcium. Without adequate levels of vitamin D, your cartilage-forming cells can't make new tissue to repair the damage caused by osteoarthritis. In addition, vitamin D directly regulates your immune system, reducing the production of inflammatory cytokines that cause that burning sensation and swelling in the affected joints. What many doctors don't explain is that there are serious consequences beyond pain when you've been vitamin D deficient for years in a row. This deficiency not only intensifies your joint pain, but also significantly increases your risk of fractures, especially in the vertebrae and hip. This happens because without enough vitamin D, your bones start to lose density and become fragile like crystal. And here's something even more concerning. Recent studies show that low vitamin D levels are associated with faster cognitive decline in older adults, affecting their memory and problem-solving ability. The solution? For most of my patients over the age of 65, I recommend between 2,000 and 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, ideally taken along with a meal containing some healthy fat to improve absorption. And no, fortified milk or an occasional walk in the sun are not enough for those who already have established osteoarthritis. Robert started taking 4,000 IU daily, and in just 6 weeks, his pain decreased by half. After 3 months, he was able to reduce his pain medications and return to walking his dog around the neighborhood, something he hadn't done in more than 2 years. I need to pause here to ask something important. When was the last time someone truly understood how osteoarthritis pain affects not only their body, but their entire life? That feeling of helplessness when you have to ask for help to open a simple bottle cap. The embarrassment of refusing a hug from a grandchild because his joints hurt too much that day. The look of pity you get when you have to ask for a chair to rest on during a family outing. I know that for many of you, this has been a silent struggle. People see you smiling through the pain, but they don't see those mornings when you have to muster all your strength just to get out of bed. I want you to know that I see you. This community sees you, and your experience matters deeply. At this time, in the comments below, I would like you to share which vitamin or supplement you have already tried for your arthritis and if it worked for you. You can simply copy and paste. I've tried Osteos, and my experience was Osteosios. Your comment may be just what someone else needs to read today to feel less alone in their struggle. Because sometimes knowing that someone understands your specific pain is the first step to healing. Please take a moment now to share your experience below. I read all the comments as well as thousands of other people who are walking this same difficult path. Now, let's talk about the second crucial vitamin that can make a huge difference in your quality of life. Vitamin K2. This is one of the most misunderstood vitamins and yet one of the most important for people with osteoarthritis. A recent study from Boston University found that people with adequate levels of vitamin K2 are 47% less likely to develop severe osteoarthritis in the knees. That's almost half the risk. Martha, a 76-year-old former piano teacher from Pennsylvania, came to see me with advanced arthrosis in her hands. As a pianist, his hands were his working instrument and his passion. Every note I play now is accompanied by pain, she told me sadly. I had to reduce my classes from 8 to just 2 a week. After a detailed analysis of her diet, I discovered that Martha consumed almost no foods rich in vitamin K2. She avoided dairy products due to lactose intolerance and rarely ate green leafy vegetables, which are rich in vitamin K1. Here's how vitamin K2 works. While vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, vitamin K2 directs that calcium exactly where it should go, your bones and teeth. Without enough K2, calcium can build up in the wrong places, such as your arteries and soft tissues, including your joints. This can lead to calcification of cartilage, making it less flexible and more prone to damage. Vitamin K2 also activates a protein called osteocalcin, which helps strengthen the bones under your cartilage, providing a more stable foundation for your joints. What many don't know is that there are different forms of vitamin K2, the most important being MK4 and MK7. MK4 is found primarily in animal products such as eggs from pasture-raised hens, butter from grass-fed cows, and liver. MK7, which stays longer in your body, is found in fermented foods such as Japanese natto, certain cheeses such as brie and Gouda, and sauerkraut. I advised Martha to start with a supplement that contained 100 mcg of vitamin K2 in MK7 form, and also to incorporate small portions of Gouda cheese into her diet. Despite her lactose intolerance, this cheese contains minimal amounts of lactose due to the fermentation process. After just 2 months, Martha noticed a significant difference in the flexibility of her fingers. The first few notes in the morning are still hard, she told me, but after warming up, I can play for much longer before the pain starts. After 6 months, she had resumed 6 weekly classes and even returned to playing in small community recitals. The third vitamin I want to highlight today may seem obvious, but the way most people use it is completely wrong. You're probably already aware that vitamin C is important for your immune system, but what you might not know is that it's absolutely essential for the production of collagen, the protein that makes up the structure of your cartilage. Frank, a 70-year-old retired carpenter from Oregon, came to see me with severe pain in my shoulders and wrists after decades of working with wood. He was already taking vitamin C, but in small, irregular doses. I take 500 ml when I remember, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, he told me. I explained to Frank that for efficient collagen synthesis, especially in damaged joints, your body needs constant elevated levels of vitamin C circulating in your blood. What happens in your joints when you have adequate levels of vitamin C is fascinating. Your chondrocytes, the cells that produce cartilage, use vitamin C as an essential cofactor to create type 2 collagen molecules, the specific type that forms the structure of articular cartilage. In addition, vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that protects your joints from damage caused by free radicals, which are particularly harmful for people with osteoarthritis. A common mistake I see many people make is taking a single large dose of vitamin C once a day. The problem is that your body excretes unused vitamin C within a few hours. A much more effective approach is to divide your intake throughout the day to maintain constant levels in your blood. I recommended Frank take 500 ml of vitamin C 3 times a day, preferably with meals to reduce any stomach irritation. I also suggested that he increase his consumption of foods rich in bioflavonoids, such as citrus fruits with the white part of the peel, red peppers, and berries, which increase the effectiveness of vitamin C. After 4 months of following this protocol, Frank reported a 60% improvement in pain and the range of motion of his wrists. "I can hold my newborn grandson without feeling that sharp pain," he told me with tears in his eyes. There is no greater gift than this. Have you ever heard of the next vitamin in the context of osteoarthritis? Probably not. And that's a real shame. Vitamin E is often underestimated when it comes to joint health, but recent research shows that it may be one of the most powerful antioxidants for fighting joint inflammation. A study published in the Journal of Rheumatology found that low levels of vitamin E were associated with a 200% higher risk of progression in older adults. I met Evelyn, a 65-year-old former ballerina from New York, who suffered from severe pain in her knees. Like many artists, Evelyn had subjected her joints to considerable stress during her career, and now she was paying the price. "I feel like my knees are on fire," she told me, especially after walking more than a block. When analyzing her scans, I noticed clear signs of elevated oxidative stress, an indicator that her body was having a hard time fighting off inflammation. Vitamin E acts as a protective shield for the cell membranes of your joints. These membranes are composed primarily of fats, which are extremely vulnerable to oxidative damage caused by free radicals. When you have osteoarthritis, the production of these free radicals increases significantly in the affected joints. Vitamin E neutralizes these free radicals before they can further damage your cartilage-producing cells and the synovial fluid that lubricates your joints. What many doctors don't explain is that there are 8 different forms of vitamin E: 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. Most supplements contain only alpha-tocopherol, which is only one of the forms. For maximum joint protection, you need a full spectrum of all 8 compounds. I suggested to Evelyn that she start taking a full-spectrum vitamin E supplement, providing 400 IU daily. I also recommended that she increase her consumption of foods rich in different forms of vitamin E, such as avocados, almonds, spinach, and extra virgin olive oil. The first results I noticed were in the morning, Evelyn told me 3 months later. That terrible stiffness that made me take almost an hour to start moving normally has diminished considerably. Now it only takes me 15 minutes to thaw my knees. I want to ask you a quick question. Are you able to keep up with this information? If you are finding these tips valuable for your joint health, leave a like on this video right now. It helps me know that I'm on the right path to helping more people like you live pain-free. Let's talk now about a vitamin that is rarely associated with joint health, but which plays a crucial role in reducing inflammation and pain. I'm talking about vitamin B12. Recent research shows that up to 40% of people over 60 have suboptimal levels of B12, even without the classic symptoms of deficiency such as anemia or neuropathy. Gerald, a 78-year-old retired college professor from Massachusetts, came to see me with persistent pain in the joints of his fingers and knees. Like many elderly people, Gerald took medications to reduce stomach acidity, which significantly decreases the absorption of vitamin B12. He also followed a diet low in red meat, another important source of this vitamin. Vitamin B12 works in a variety of ways to relieve the symptoms of osteoarthritis. First, it is essential for the proper formation of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to all cells in the body, including those in the joints. Adequate oxygenation is crucial for tissue repair processes. In addition, B12 plays a key role in neurological health, helping to reduce the neuropathic pain that often accompanies chronic osteoarthritis. What few know is that vitamin B12 also has direct anti-inflammatory properties. It helps regulate the production of homocysteine, an amino acid that at high levels increases inflammation and damages the lining of blood vessels, including those that provide nutrients to the joints. I recommended Gerald a B12 supplement in the form of methylcobalamin, the most bioavailable form, of 1000 mcg daily, taken sublingually to maximize absorption. I also suggested that he consume more eggs and fortified dairy products since we absorb B12 better from these foods even with low stomach acidity. After just 6 weeks, Gerald noticed a significant difference. "It's like someone has turned down the volume of the pain," he told me. "It's still there, but much more manageable." And that tingling sensation I had in my fingers almost completely disappeared. Finally, we come to a vitamin that is technically a mineral, but so important for joint health that I couldn't leave it out of this discussion. Magnesium. This essential nutrient is often overlooked in conversations about osteoarthritis, but more than 70% of Americans over the age of 65 have inadequate magnesium levels. Donna, a 69-year-old grandmother from Arizona, came to see me with chronic back and hip pain that worsened significantly at night. "I've tried everything," she told me, frustrated. "Expensive mattresses, special pillows, painkillers before bed. Nothing seems to work." An analysis of their diet revealed an extremely low consumption of magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium is essential for more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, many of which are directly related to joint health. This mineral is crucial for proper bone formation, helping to convert vitamin D into its active form and regulating calcium levels. Additionally, magnesium is a natural muscle relaxant, helping to reduce tension around affected joints, which can significantly relieve pain. An often overlooked aspect is that magnesium also helps regulate substance P, a neurotransmitter involved in pain perception. Adequate levels of magnesium can reduce pain sensitivity in joints affected by osteoarthritis. In addition, magnesium has anti-inflammatory properties, helping to reduce the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. I suggested to Donna that she start with 300 ml of magnesium citrate, a well-absorbed form, before bed, as this form also helps relax the muscles for better sleep. I also recommended that she increase her consumption of magnesium-rich foods such as avocados, nuts, seeds, and dark green leafy vegetables. "The first thing I noticed was that I started sleeping better," Donna told me a month later. "And when I sleep better, the pain during the day is much less intense. After 3 months, I was able to go back to walking with my friends 3 times a week, something I had abandoned more than a year ago." Let's summarize what we learned today. 6 essential vitamins can transform your arthritis experience. Vitamin D3 for calcium absorption and inflammation reduction, vitamin K2 to direct calcium to bones and prevent calcifications in joints, vitamin C for collagen production and antioxidant protection, vitamin E to fight inflammation and protect cell membranes, vitamin B12 for tissue oxygenation and neurological function, and magnesium for muscle relaxation and pain regulation. Now, I want to share with you a practical and simple plan that combines all these vitamins synergistically to maximize the benefits. First, start with a diet rich in whole foods, prioritizing colorful vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains. This nutritional base will provide you with many of the necessary vitamins and minerals. For supplementation, I suggest the following protocol, which I have adapted over the years for hundreds of patients with exceptional results. In the morning with breakfast, 2,000–5,000 IU of vitamin D3, along with 100 mcg of vitamin K2, MK7. At lunch, 500 ml of vitamin C, along with a full-spectrum vitamin E supplement, 400 IU. At dinner, 500 ml of vitamin C and 1,000 mg of vitamin B12 sublingually before bed, 300 ml of magnesium citrate, and an additional 500 mg of vitamin C. This protocol was transformative for Mary, a 71-year-old retiree from South Carolina, who had all but given up on finding relief from her arthritis. "I was ready for knee replacement surgery," she told me. "I was in so much pain that I could no longer play with my grandchildren or take care of my garden, 2 of my greatest joys in life." Mary began the protocol with some skepticism. After all, she had already tried several treatments without success. "For the first week, I didn't notice much of a difference," she told me. "But I continued because, unlike other treatments, I didn't experience any negative side effects." After 3 weeks, Mary began to notice that her morning stiffness was decreasing. "It used to take almost an hour to thaw my knees in the morning. Now it only takes me 20 minutes. 2 months later, Mary called me emotionally. "Yesterday, I played hide and seek with my 5-year-old grandson. I squatted behind the couch for almost a minute and managed to get up without help. I hadn't done this in years." After 6 months of following protocol, Mary canceled her knee surgery. "I still have some bad days, especially when it rains. But now they are the exception, not the rule. I resumed 80% of the activities I had abandoned due to pain." Living with osteoarthritis is not just about managing pain, it is about regaining joy in the small moments of everyday life. Those simple pleasures like holding the hand of someone you love, grabbing a cup of coffee without grimacing in pain, or playing with your grandchildren. I know you've shown incredible courage just by seeking answers. And I want you to know that you're no longer alone on this journey. Here at Forever Young Tips, our community understands exactly what you're going through because we've walked that path too. Every week I share simple and effective approaches that have helped thousands of people like you find relief without expensive medications or risky surgeries. If you would like to join our family of wellness, simply click on the sign up button below. By doing so, you'll receive practical and gentle guidance straight to your inbox. Tips that work for real people with real arthritis pain. No false promises, no miracle cures. Just honest, proven approaches that can help you wake up tomorrow feeling a little better than today. because you deserve to live with less pain and more joy. Sign up now, and let's walk this journey together, one comfortable step at a time. And if this video was helpful to you, please share it with someone you know who also suffers from osteoarthritis. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give someone who is hurting is the hope that better days are possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Forever Young Tips video, where I'll continue to share the secrets to a long, healthy, and pain-free life.